Hello everybody, welcome back to a new episode of Railway Empire 2. And today's goal is to connect the last part of the Balkan region, which means Sarajevo, Split and Zadar going to be added to Slavonski Brod. And I am wondering if I should have it visit Trieste and Zagreb. The problem with that is that I got 3 stations, which is going to be a hub. And given that Trieste will be the hub for my journey into Italy, I think I will simply go Slavonski, Babic, Osmani, Sarajevo. Then, given the height lines, I may go through here and Jovanovic to Split, or go around, but that depends a little bit. No, that technically it is possible to go over here all around and then that way. It certainly will make things a little bit easier. Split Zadar, and then from Zadar with a turn along the Vichy back to Slavonski Brod, or from what I learned from the internet, simply called Brod. And add this one, Mena Pit, later to the connection, so I can produce pottery here and chemicals. That's the idea. We've got beer, cloth and meat over here, so that part is covered. We've got corn here, so that part is covered too. We've got iron. Let's see where we actually end up. And as usual, I will start with the passenger trains. And as usual, in the end, I hope to be able to a 4-track is a good idea. I hope to be able to ride along. Let's fix this first. I have to do this at the other side as well. don't have to do this at the other side as well. Do I? No, I do, but I will look at that later, because not going to work into two different directions this time. Now we got a whole scenario in this area, which I may actually play at some point. It depends a little bit how things are going, how I feel about it after I finished this game. But the fun part with that is that I will have to deal with a lot, and I really mean a lot of mountain passages and everything else. So it may be complicated. We have some other scenarios as well, which I can actually play if I like. So there are options. Quite some, to be precise. But for now, the most important thing is to get everything done over here. And for financial reasons, I might as well get my trains going. Although it looks like things get pretty laggy because of that. So let's pause and see what happens, because this didn't work the way I wanted to. That's weird. Well, never mind. I think the map is, due to the size and everything I have, a little bit laggy. Sort of making sense too. So unless I really need to get myself funds, I'll keep it paused for the time being. $7.3 million. Not sure if it's enough for what I want. certainly will get me quite far. So, it's a gestation. That means you have to give it a nice local name. I think if I play more aggressively, I can have a lot more funding. But then, I quite often am taking the more, how to call it, cautious approach. Not scary, but cautious. Simply because I noticed that the moment I do the aggressive approach, it's often going wrong. So, name. Here we go. Glavna. Mi. Ta. U. Sarajevo. Right, I'm not even going to try that. This is going to be Cargo Teretna with a capital. meaning passenger station of Sarajevo and cargo station of Sarajevo. Which also means that part is covered. So the next step is the other cargo station. And yes, I made my mind up. I'm going to take the long southern route. Because I need to add this one anyway. And I need to get the cargo and the passenger train going past this anyway. It is possible that I have a mountain here, so I have to go around and through this pass. I think all in all, this is the easiest way. And probably, certainly the cheapest. And once and there it was. My usual recording sneezes. And something I'm not really happy about. Let's see if I'm able to doesn't look like it. Yep, I was afraid of this. On the other hand, it does give a very nice view from a train, I think. This may be very interesting for a train trip. And also very annoying for an express train because they have to climb right out of the station. So I already do know which train I'm going to follow. That one needs maintenance. Passenger station close to the goat. The coast, very nice. I need this once more. This is going to be one of the fun parts of the game, for sure. Only question is, do I have the right platform? True. No, I don't. also going to do a full switch. So the first one I'm going to build is actually the cargo station. It's a bummer. That's something I wasn't counting at. And there's bummer number 2. Ah well, could be worse. Although I think the sheep think it's bad. I have to let the game run indeed. Seeing the amount of money I have left right now. But now, station. Like I said, everything is turning around. So the passenger train is ending up at the top side. But top side is where the industries are. Don't have another option, because eventually when it turns around over here in Zadar and later in Brut, the passenger station is over here. But I'm not really happy because the industry is in the way over there. Don't see another option. Especially if I make mistakes. The only option, the only alternative I have, it's not really an option, it's an alternative, is to use a 4-track and switch things out. If I do that, I'm afraid I will run into another problem. The wrong trains taking the wrong tracks, and therefore have to wait for one another. It's something I encountered when I played Transport Fever 2, when I was trying to get a nice station set up and the trains ended up in some sort of deadlock because they had to wait for one another. At that point I decided, avoid it if you can, because in the end it will cause more problems as that it may solve. Which means I take the easiest option here and swap stations. Even if it's role-playing wise more beautiful to have the cargo station close to the factories, this is still the best solution. Because I don't want to have to cross tracks 2 times. So this is the passenger. So that's the passenger station. That's the cargo station. And that's the headache station. Or not. Or not. Because make a turn here. Like
Wie
this.
hübsch. The station fits into the cityscape, I must admit.
Hübsch. How nice. Yep, indeed. Glavna. Passenger. I think I will mention that to the devs. If they have somebody pretending to be a German, then please use German names. We hubs, no, not hubs, hübsch. Pronounce it in German, not in English with some sort of makeshift English like accent, or English with some sort of German like accent, or whatever. Same goes for anybody being French, by the way. I mean, in all the years I've been playing games, I've been playing enough games, enough games with people from Germany, and I think there was one who had that somewhat German, I call it movie accent, movie German accent. So don't use that. It's really not necessary. time to let the game run, I think. Because it looks like I'm getting short on funding. Passenger station is possible. After that, finances are getting tricky. Still, things are going better as I thought they would. Unfortunately, not time-wise. But I'm able to deal with that anyway. Funny. Really funny. Because all of a sudden spelling is different. Okay, let's make some money. 197, 201, yeah. Let's see which side is the best. Bottom. Cargo, cargo, passenger. Is it passenger 1 or 2? I need 3 on this side. So that one. Yeah. So we're going to need 1.3 million. That's going to take a while. Let's zoom now to the max and let things go. See how long it takes. And while I'm waiting for that, we're at 90 points in research. I unlocked a few things, including the new train. So my options are to go for the funding program and the counter pressure brakes, or the condensation tender. Personally, counter pressure brakes are the ones I prefer to do because I get another 5% maintenance requirement reduction. Which means the trains will run longer before they actually have to do maintenance. Which is a good thing. The whole map is going to be white. I love it. Maintenance. Build. This is going to be a very interesting trip indeed. Huh. It really needs to catch up right now. let's get that part done first, and the reason for that is now I've got that, I can easily start moving my cursor forward. I guess this is the only option. Because no matter what I do, I won't be able to connect the tunnel here. $258. Okay. And I probably need the same amount for the parallel tracks, so well, this is a cargo line anyway. I'm not happy with this. It's going to make this very hard. Ooh. Ah, it is possible, but gee. Both sides are going to have a very hard time to get out of this station. doesn't matter if it's passenger or cargo, they both are going to get a hard time. But I managed. So, southern one is passenger. Now it's time to demolish that and to build myself a 4-track with iron before hooking up spare tracks again. And I do admit what I actually miss here are station numbers, platform numbers to be precise. So I have to figure out how things are. Maintenance. Oh, we already have maintenance. I've done everything here. This one doesn't have the maintenance. $206. I'm going to do the 300 as well. By the time I'm getting into Spain, I'm at 250. Got England, got Scandinavia. Now I have a problem. Because technically, until 1980, 1920, This was part of the Austrian-Hungarian Empire. So I could use a designation with that in mind. Then after that period it became Yugoslavia. So I can take that in mind. Then after the 1990s everything got messed up at that point, and we've got the separate so it became Slovenia, Serbia, Croatia, Bosnia, Herzegovina, Montenegro. So I'm actually a little bit puzzled about the names I should use. Let's start by setting up the route. Let me think. The other ones are taking first two. So I can put it on 5. Okay, on 5. One. Split. 3. Also 3. this one on 5. Apparently not. 6. Stop. Because apparently, yep, I have forgotten about something. That said about 2 things. This is one thing. The other one is adding the cargo tracks and starting up that one. Oh well, I've got 3 million anyway, so not that much of a problem anymore. And what's the problem here? In fact, it's going down by 8%. Here comes the best part. I need to demolish this. Because I have to rebuild it. With the exception that I'll have to do everything from the other side this time. At least up to here. Now we have to get that connection done. Like that. Of course it's going. Yeah, but it doesn't fit. Yes, it will fit. See? This is the bigger question. And that one works out fine. Nice. Not nice. Pause. Come on. Because I made a mistake. And that mistake is that I connected stuff to the wrong platform. So this needs to be removed. That needs to be removed. Might as well remove all of this. Oh, not all of that. And rebuild from scratch. This time connecting to the right ones. Start with him. The heck? This time it should go in one go. Exactly. That works. The only thing it doesn't do is something else, but I can deal with that. What the? Let's start all over again. I'm afraid we aren't going to ride along the train today. Was that so freaking hard? Meanwhile, I did come up with a name. So that's good. Edit. So that's the passenger part. Now I need to copy this one. I need to check. 5, 5, 1, 1, 3, 3, 6. Make that 5. Oh, I better write it down. 5, 5. 1, 1. People hearing this will be thinking I'm doing some sort of code. 3, 3. And 5. Is it a good idea to do 5? No. About 7. The reason I'm writing down these numbers is I'm going to copy this entire line. Post in this case means mail. And I'm going to edit stations. So instead of platforms 5, which I think should be the outer ones actually, I'm going to use platform 8. Six, 2, 2, 4, 4, 6, so 8. I might as well make it 6. 6, 6, double 2, 4 and 4, and 8. So this way I have things split. Now, next, counterclockwise. I also need to do something else, but I will do that in a bit, because I did make a mistake in the other route. So 5 and 6 are taken. Can go on 7 passengers. And over here, 7 and 8. So 5, 7, 5. One, also 1, let's go on 1, Sarajevo, 5, 6, so another 1, and 5. copy, but no mail. Now I have to check if everything is actually okay. Count the clock. Passenger. This one. Yes, done. So next episode we're going to ride along this train. It's been an hour and a half. I don't know how long it takes. Oh, you know what? Screw it. Let's just do it. And so we see all the trains coming in right now. So we're going to do this whole thing. I don't know how long it's going to be, but we're going to cross the 2 hours again. Well, for fun, why not? And after that I will have to set up an entire network for cargo, which shouldn't be too much of a problem, because by the time we finish this whole circle, everything will be okay, money-wise. These we will have some nice bumps. No, I wasn't saying puzzles. At least we have some nice views coming up. Never been to the Balkans in my life, so furthest I got into that direction was Budapest one night, one evening, so I haven't even seen that much of the city. And before that, Prague and Vienna itself, so I have no idea what the country really looks like. But from what we saw when I was saying facts, it's going to be fun with all the mountains, passes, the tunnels. Speaking of tunnels, here's the first one. It looks like the mail train is indeed on the other track, so that's looking good. Oh, nice, we got. Yep, those graphical glitches won't go away. Still, put this one at 7 and the mail at 8. says Sarajevo. Once the city for Olympic Winter Games. And then all hell broke loose over there. I don't know what it looks like now, but from what I read a while ago in a magazine or a newspaper, I can't remember exactly, lots is gone. Next change. Count 3. And the other train. Count 4. Which means that passenger 1 hit 1 and 2 and leave that. Okay. So the train's going clockwise and going more to the outside, taking the tracks that they don't have to cross the ones going counterclockwise. That's why this is going to be interesting. I have to change it here too. None of this one. see again. So we're going to crash through a tunnel at 70 kilometers an hour. Well, it's a small tunnel, but this is the big bounce. All around the mountains. But it's nice to see my trains going at full speed for a change. Well, I don't know what to say. Just enjoying the view right now. So, excuse the silence when it comes to that. A little bit of the Adriatic Sea over there. Every once in a while. And Italy probably in the distance. So I'm enjoying this. okay. This one is set at the right spot. So let's see, and there's the other one, nicely next to the one we were having. So that's going quite well. Because it always leaves 2 tracks available for the other trains to pass in the other direction. So let's go to Split, which is actually at the coast. Although, like I said when I was setting up the stations, you can't see the coast because that quotes wrong side of the town. So we got this nice factory to look at. I would rather have my passengers here because of this view. When we were traveling, we saw that. Four. That's so 162 passengers. Nice. No more Adriatic coast, at least for a while. The moment I'm going into Italy, we were going to see that again. It's the next passenger train. Well, mail train actually. Okay. One car. No, I'm going to stop this in a few seconds. Look at that view. I love this view. Would be more beautiful from that. It will be a lot more beautiful from a cargo train because we're getting somewhat closer to the coast, but it's a very nice view. This is going to be the fun part because we're going to do some tunnels and other stuff after this one. You can basically guess what's coming up ahead if you see this. So 2 more months. This is going to be really going to be the fun part, considering all the problems I had with this. And this is what I was afraid of, why I took this route instead of the other way. Train is having problems getting up those slopes. So she is
You're getting in my way again and stunting my growth.
So I bid 5,905,000 and I paid 5,019,000. 50% off. That also means she is having the funds to expand. The question is, why isn't she? Because she's still using Derwent, lots of Derwent actually. And if I'm not mistaken, the rockets, let's see over here. Here, lots of rockets. Oh. I don't get it. Never mind. In the tunnel. 21 kilometers an hour. Let's see. But the hill is getting less steep now, so or not. Yeah, because we're gaining speed. Is it going that fast yet? There's the light at the end of the tunnel. So things are getting better. And there's the other mail train. So yeah. Like I said, it's an interesting thing so far. Let's do a refill. So this one needs to change to 7 and 8. Seven and 8. we're leaving, the other one moves. Didn't follow the landscape a little bit more on this part, so let's see how that ends up. Occasionally a little bit more bumpy, I think. We shouldn't get that many spots where we're actually high above the landscape, like what we have over here. Things will be looking a little bit more fluent. Though I could have lowered the tracks somewhat more over here. Never mind that. And that's the cargo track I was rebuilding a few times. That's the other train. Well, this is looking... yeah. Although I think I switched this one and the one we're driving from platform. So this is going to be outer ones. 7. And you are going to 8. Now this one is going to 5. Which means the mail train, which is coming in over here, is coming in 6. Which also means it probably has to wait. Let's see what that happens. But in the end it would run more fluent because it will take the platforms on their right side. So no crossing into other platforms. Thought it just said. So that worked. Why are you having a breakdown? No idea. So now all of that is done. I will start setting up the whole passenger business for all these stations. The only problem will be this. Let's start by adding these two. I hadn't done that yet. So at least my cargo is secured in a bit. That's going fine. So what I actually need to do now, let's pause the game because it's really going to lag. Now I got so much going on. I got the woods. I got the basic materials here, with the exception of the sugar. Which means for Zadar, getting sugar will be complicated. Not to mention some of the other stuff as well. I will look into that next week. For now, thanks for watching. It's been another long one and we're going to have a fun time when we start moving from Trieste into Italy. Because at that point, while we follow the southern part of the Alps into France, I'm starting to work at getting her cut off completely. Now, she was able to invest in an auction, so she still has a few money in cash. Stock value 2.3 million, company value 237. I have 611. 6 million stock price. Ooh. So you got 58 rail lines, 120 trains, 137, so double, 392, that's triple the trains, 72,000 goods compared to 12, that's 6 times, 61 versus 200, that's over 3 times, 25, 21 of factories and business. She still has 25 factories, 19 cities, 50 rural business, 54 cities. One, he basically, and again, last return, nothing. 4.2, no, I can't buy any shares yet. My company value is dropping though. Making sense because I've been expanding a lot. 2 months ago. So we're going to have some fun in the next episode. I will set up the stuff over here, and for the sugar, I don't know yet, but I actually may split off the tracks here and connect up here, making logs easier too. The clothing is a problem for him. I can get that from split. So next week, cargo trains and expanding into Italy. For now, thanks for watching, everybody. I do hope you've been enjoying it. I did, certainly did. And seeing that entire railroad line working out with all the tunnels and stuff is always nice. So I hope to see you next week. Have a good week, everybody, and I'll see you then. Goodbye.